Esa Pole did not allow a single sack in his last 498 pass blocking snaps. The Washington State left tackle credits his years not on the field, but rather the court.
I would have to thank my basketball coaches, big time for that. The step slide, man, is just like basketball. It's all we did. We were step sliding, shuffling the whole court, and I remember how my legs felt. And now we're over here doing the same thing, and now we're just having to throw on some weight and stop a guy from coming through.
Although Esa's older brother Toni played defensive tackle for the Cougars and spent some time with the Bengals, he focused on basketball at Mount Eden High School in the Bay Area.
My whole family they're raised in Union City. I was raised here in Hayward with my mom and my aunt. In true relation, she's my cousin, but that's always been my mom, always forever will be my mom. That's who raised me since I was a kid. So I've always been close to my family, always been nearby. I was raised in a different household. So the household I was raised in, my mom didn't like football. My family's still a football family, and my mom came around, obviously.
In fact, Pole did not even play football until his freshman year of college, when he and Toni walked a block down to Chabot and decided to go all in.
It's the junior college right down the street. So if I walk down the house, outside of my house, I can see the parking lot. The first day, me and my brother decided to actually commit to this. Me and my brother walked onto the field, and they were getting stretched for practice. And I went up to the coach and was like, "Hey, is there a chat that I can come on and play?" And he just looked up at me and said, "Yeah, we'll find a spot for you." And Tone became the strength coach and the D-line coach when he came with me to Chabot. So we both kind of got our calling at the same time, and we understood what it took. And he, of all people, would know the work it's going to take to get to the next level and even prevail and even continue. He just put me through the ringer. He tore me apart. I was behind, and we had that mentality that we were behind. And I'm thankful for it, because now I'm always feeling like I'm behind, and that hunger never really dies in me anymore. So I'm staying hungry and just continue to work. I'm actually gonna work out right after this. It's just something that has to continue, Yeah, he trained me to play 3-tech for a good part of the first year in the off season until they moved me to O-line. My O-line coach just saw me and said, "I think your best shot is playing O-line," and they moved me O-line. There was a little bit. Very small, but it was a small bit of maybe I could play tight end, but it was O-line for sure. So
after his second season at Chabot, Pole was named to the Region 1 All-California First Team and ranked the 9th best juco tackle in the country by ESPN.
I don't know, a lot of time in the lab, understanding where my hands needed to be, because my feet were always natural, but obviously you're nothing without hands. And the way my hands are now compared to when they started, I'm just so proud of the development and the understanding that I have for the game. In pass protection, it can't be passive at all. And being the guy to attack in pass protection while moving backwards is what makes an elite pass blocker. And I think I make sure that I understand that even though I'm moving back, that man is not moving with me. Keep him where he's at if possible, or run him by and let him run a big old hoop if he wants to, and kind of keeping him inside out and stuff like that, using my length to my advantage. I didn't really understand how long my arms were until people were bringing it up and measuring. I was like, "Oh, I do have long arms." And my brother used to always say, but you always have those freakers always that have extra long arms. But I think my arms are definitely a gift of mine, because I just have long limbs in general, and it's all good and dandy, but being able to use it to my advantage, that also comes from my coaches, and always yelling at me to use my length, use the length that I was given, and being able to understand that and play with my length has just definitely helped me in pass pro, and that's kind of what I plan on continuing to do.
Esa committed to Washington State, which meant leaving his close family behind for the first time.
Especially in college, you're not making enough to really help the family yet, So you're away from home and you want to help, and you see everything that's going on at home, and it's not always good things. And that helpless feeling being so far away is really hard, It kind of takes me back to why I love football. Now it's giving me a chance to control all the things that's been happening and all the struggles that we've been facing since the beginning, and maybe finally get rid of all that,
He quickly earned a starting spot with the Cougars, where he stayed for 22 games.
We did so much work at Chabot that I was able to really just focus on my mentality, focus on my head and just focus on between the ears, you know. I was never behind physically, and that was one thing that I was happy of. The one thing that I was behind was like I didn't play the game for long, and I'm playing at one of the highest levels now. I have to get my, my film up, and get in the library, get in them books. You know, my 2023 season, it kind of showed how behind I was, and like my reaction time to what was in front of me, and the lights were kind of a lot brighter than they were in junior college.
Pole was named to the Polynesian College Football Player of the Year watch list before his senior season, and then posted the second best pass block grade by a tackle in the country.
This past season, man, I really focused on where my head was and just relaxing and being so calm while in panic, I think that just helped me through, and it did help having to be a leader, When you have a lot of people that you look up to, it's easy to just be complacent and just, okay, they got us if anything. But when you're put into the spot of where you need a lead now, that extra level of, pressure to deliver kind of just adds on to it. And I really just put it upon myself to deliver for those guys over there in Wazoo.
At 6'7", 320 pounds, NFL scouts took notice, and Esa was invited to the East-West Shrine Bowl.
Man, it was so fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I met a lot of good people. I made some long-life friends. One of the coaches, Eddie Gordon, he's the O-line coach for the Green Bay Packers, and I went on a 30 visit. And seeing him again when I went to my O-line meeting, man, it was funny. It was good times, telling jokes. And that's the kind of stuff I live for. That's another reason why I love football. Like, the networking in football it's crazy, because the amount of staff you need, the amount of people you need for one team, and then the amount of people they know, and the amount of people they know, and then the amount of teammates you're going to have in your career, and how many teammates they're going to have, and who you're going to play against, and then who they're going to play against. It's just, the networking is endless, especially in football. And like, when I'm said and done with all this whole sport, I'm gonna know so many people that someone's gonna say a name, is gonna spark a memory, like something like that. And I love that about football.
Pole also had an impressive pro day, even if it was bittersweet to work out with his Cougars teammates one last time.
Pro day went well. The numbers were where I wanted them to be. I think I kind of displayed, the kind of work and the kind of player they're gonna be getting. I was so proud of my other boys that were also there. Just showing what we're about, I really do. I do miss it. I just miss seeing all the boys, seeing all your teammates that you went through the mud with.
Now he's ready for whatever comes next.
I fell in love with it my second year in JUCO. Like, the game gave more to me than I could ever give to it, And the opportunities that are opening now is just endless, and I'm just so excited to just see what's next for me in the game and the relationship I have with the game, Being a young single man with no kids, man, like, I think football is pretty much my wife right now. And I'm married to it. It's everything. It's my everything. And I really just hold football at a very high pedestal because of everything it's doing for me, what it's going to do for me, and everything that it's doing for my family. Wherever God takes me, like I said, whatever's going to happen is supposed to happen, man. Whether it's a name call, whether it's, free agency, whether it's a day two, who knows? Like, we all can have our projections. We all can say we know, but there's only one man that knows, And I'll just leave it to him.